Hi, this is Roger Balzer, Balzer Wealth Management. The title for our video is You Suck at Investing. It isn't really your fault. Think about the last time something bothered you. You may have seen something you didn't like, or someone may have said something that you really didn't agree with. Chances are you exhibited some sort of eye-blocking behavior, such as covering your eyes or squinting. This type of behavior reveals that the human brain is dealing with some sort of stress. How do we know this? Joe Navarro, a body language expert, studied children who were born blind. During his research, he found that when they heard things, they didn't cover their ears, they covered their eyes. It's hardwired in us. The human brain is capable of unbelievable things, but it's also extremely weak at times. When it comes to investing, our brain doesn't let us off the hook. There are around 188 cognitive biases that can have a huge effect on how we process information and our investment decision making, whether it's validating existing beliefs or failing to remember events the way they actually happened. I'm going to share with you today 5 common cognitive biases that trip up investors and how you can overcome them. Number 1 is the anchoring bias, which is when you anchor on the first piece of information you receive when making decisions. How you overcome this is to analyze historical data, but don't hold on to historical conclusions. Number 2 is the recency bias. It is a tendency to overvalue the most recent information available to us because this information is especially fresh and salient. You overcome recency bias by looking at your investment results over a long period rather than the short term. Number 3 is loss aversion bias. It is to dislike losing more than winning. In other words, it's better not to lose $5 than to find $5. This leads to inaction rather than action. The solution to loss aversion bias is to accept that losses are an inevitable part of investing. The New England Patriots don't always win the Super Bowl. The Browns are on their way. Number 4 is bandwagon bias. It's when you want to be conformed a part of the crowd. You do things because others are doing them, or you simply believe them because everyone seems to say so. Doesn't make it true. Don't forget the media's job is to sell advertising, not to help you make money. Noted sales trainer Bob Dunwoody once said, success is counterintuitive. Number 5, and the final one, is confirmation bias. It's sticking with information that confirms your own point of view and rejecting any ideas that disagree with it. Remember when your mom used to say if everyone was jumping off a bridge, would you follow? We're not going to change the way our brain responds to things. It's just the way we're wired. But we can be aware of our own biases before making an investment decision to help avoid missing out on what the market is offering to us. To illustrate this point, Dalbar measures the effects of investor decisions to buy, sell, and switch in and out of mutual funds over the short and long period time frames. The result of the study, it's done annually, highlights what we call the behavior gap. What this is the difference between the return the average investor makes and what an unmanaged index return over the same time period makes. In the past 20 years, the gap is about 3%. According to Dalbar, psychological factors make up at least 50% of the chronic shortfall. But hey, this doesn't apply to you. You're above average. So next time when you ask your colleague, friend, or a family a question, and they start to cover their eyes or they squint, odds are they didn't like the question you asked. Now that you know, don't hold it against them. It's just how they're wired. This has been Roger Balzer. Thanks for listening.